Zoe here, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to work with the Felicity Jane kit. If you saw my unboxing, you'll know that it's not my favourite. Too much green, I think. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. But I thought, you know, I'm gonna go with it. And actually, I created something that I love. I absolutely love. So there you go. Sometimes you just need to work with things you're not that fond of. So I wanted to create something with a sort of mirrored L shape with the patterned paper. So two sides of my white cardstock will have a patterned paper border. And I thought I would layer them up, and now I've pulled out two and started to cut them to layer two of them, but I actually do layer three. I think I cut the white cardstock just a little bit too short, so I end up layering three. And I'm really glad it was a happy accident, because I really love how it looks when there's the three rather than just the two. So that's a good thing, isn't it? For once. So you can see I'm using my gridded mat here just to line up my sheets to make sure I get them exactly 12 by 12 once I've started layering them back up, because I've done that before and I ended up with something that was 12 by 11 by accident, which was super annoying because I didn't actually notice until I was going to put it in my album, which was really frustrating. But there you go. So you can see I'm adding the tape, and this is where I noticed that I've put my cardstock just a little bit too short and there's too much of that floral, which actually would look okay, but it wasn't necessarily what I wanted. I wanted a more even spread of the cardstock where the white wasn't. So I look at it for a minute and decide whether I can live with it, and I think, nope, it's annoying me. So I'm going to add some of this beautiful sort of, it looks like a polka dot from here, but it really isn't. It's like a starburst or a sunburst sort of pattern. It's really pretty. It's really pretty, and it's actually works out really perfectly in this. So you can see I'm going to pull up my white layer and just pop my new layer down, and then just reattach the white layer. No muss and no fuss, and I'm going to go ahead and stitch all these as well, so they'll add some nice texture with the sewing with my sewing machine. And as you know, if you're new to my channel, you probably won't know, but if you're not, you know I don't stitch on camera because my sewing machine is a pain in my butt. This time I only had to rethread it 3 times, so we are winning. We're winning something anyway. But yes, I love my sewing machine, but we are having very much a battle of wits. It wants to do what it wants to do, and I won't get rid of it and buy a new one. So I know I want the Just Be You wood veneer to be my title. This picture was taken when I was wearing just a sort of vest top, a sort of singlet top, and shows quite a lot of my tattoos. So I thought the title was quite apt for the fact that I tend to do what I want to do, much like my sewing machine. People think that maybe I don't do anything, or it's been mentioned that maybe I will never get a job with all my tattoos. Excuse me. But I am a nurse. I'm currently not. I took time out from nursing, but yes, I am a nurse. I did have a proper job. Now I work from home doing bit admin for the business and home ed, and yeah, busy. But yes, I did have a proper job. So I thought the title was up. I have gone off on a complete tangent here, haven't I? I don't know why I've gone off onto that tangent, so you'll have to forgive me. So you can see I'm going to create some layers behind my photo with this beautiful mint stripe and also this heart. It's sort of you can't tell on camera, but it's sort of a painterly heart. They've got almost brush strokes into them. It's super pretty, but you really can't tell from this far away. So I'm just creating a nice set of paper layers, and that's where I've gone off to stitch my layers so I can start to commit to my photo. So I'm just using the backs of my nails, and there you see me mess up my manicure, which is why I try not to use the backs of my nails because I always chip off my nail varnish, which is really annoying. So you can see I've also stitched around the edges of the layers that I'm going to have behind my photo. And I stitched them off the layout just because it's a little bit easier. And I've done a mix of a zigzag stitch and also just a straight running stitch on all of the stitching. I've mixed the two just for interest. It looks really fun. It gives it something else for your eye to focus in on, which I think looks really nice. So I'm just checking the placement, making sure everything's where I want it to be before I commit to sticking my photo down. I'm just pondering whether I want to add any more layers and whether I want to back my photo, and I do want to back my photo. I almost inevitably always back my photo onto white. I think it helps it to pop off whatever you're doing, or at least that's how it feels to me. But I decided to also back it onto this beautiful pink grid, which is actually a sort of curved grid. The pink shapes have got curved corners, but because I've cut it so close to my photo, it actually just looks like grid paper, which is really what I wanted it to look like. So I'm just scuffing up the edges of this as well to add some nice texture, and I'm going to go ahead and commit to my photo. I'm going to add it some no I'm not going to add it some, I'm going to add some foam. Oh, forgive me, I'm doing that thing again where my brain's going faster than my mouth is, so I'm getting my words all mixed up and I need to slow down. I'm notorious for letting my brain move faster than my mouth. So I'm creating just a little nest of cotton behind my photo layers. You can't really see it because of this white on white, but it does look really, really pretty in person, and it again just adds another element of texture to the layout because I'm keeping it I don't want to say clean and simple because it probably isn't, but it's very clean sort of looking, so it's nice to add in some textures without adding in too much bulk, I think is where my head was with that. I don't know. I don't know. I think I don't necessarily think about what I'm doing when I'm doing it, if you know what I mean. I just do it. You can always tell the layouts that are easier to me because they just flow and I don't have to do a whole lot of editing when it comes to making the video, because I've not had to stop and think about it too much. But then it makes my voiceover a little bit more awkward because I didn't necessarily stop and think about why I was placing something where I did. It just felt right to place that in that particular position, if you know what I mean. So I'm just adding some glue to one side of my wood veneer. I'm not going to glue the side that isn't touching the photo because obviously I put foam down behind my photo so it just wouldn't touch. Now I'm just going to play around with the ephemera here and try and figure out what I want to use on the layout. I know I want to add another of the wood veneer, so I know I'm going to add that wood veneer flower, and really I would have preferred to have 3. You know, I like to have my embellishments in 3s, but none of the other wood veneer was going to work for this, and I didn't have anything in my stash that was dark enough to masquerade as being part of it. So I just had the one piece, and I make myself be okay with that. So I'm just gluing that behind the cut apart ribbon there. That came in the cut apart sheets, as did the flower. And you can see I'm just playing around with some of the cut aparts here, trying to figure out where I want to put things. And oh, what am I doing? Where have I gone? I'm getting some word stickers out. Because I know I want to add a word sticker over there into that cluster of embellishments. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut some of these circles out, and I'm just fussy cutting some of them because my circular punches aren't the right size. So I don't know what size these circles actually are. I'm going to guess maybe 3/4 inch because I have a 1/2 inch and that was too small and the inch was too big. Oh, I've just popped off my title there, so I'm just adding some more glue. Don't you just hate it when you do things like that? It's super annoying. So again, just adding some glue to these circular. Again, they're like the sunburst in the layers around the edge of the whole layout. They match that, but they're in colour. And just adding some tab stickers, again, just to add in layers and dimension. They're all flat elements, but layering them up on top of each other gives them the impression that they're not flat. So I know I'm going to add in some of the sequins that came in the kit, and I'm going to do a sort of diagonal pattern with those. I'm just searching out for some of the others, trying to decide where I want to place them. I find I mess with them just a little bit too much because I want the placement to always be really where I want them to be, so I tend to find I mess with them, and really I should just pop them down and be happy with it. I'm using my fine liner glue just to glue those down. The glue I use in there, I'm asked about that a lot. I have two separate fine line, actually I have three, but the two I use the most are either Scotch tacky glue, and I also use Cosmic Shimmer acrylic glue. I use them both interchangeably, and I like them both really well. I tend to pick up the Cosmic Shimmer more for embellishments because it seems to work just that little bit better. So I've just stuck one of the Sunburst pattern stamps onto my finger there, and I'm using Distress Ink in Hickory Smoke just to do a really light stamping again on that diagonal, just to add to the diagonal pattern there. And now I'm just thinking whether I want to add anything else into this to finish it off, but I'm relatively happy with it. So I think I'm going to add in some Tim Holtz phrase stickers. I think this is the phrase stickers occasions booklet. I'm pretty sure it is, so I'm just going through them, trying to find anything that I think works with the story I'm sort of trying to tell without telling a story. There's not really a story to this one, but anything that sort of matches the, be you, sort of be individual theme of my title. And adding in some gold colour shine from Heidi Swap. And I think that's about it. That's all I add to this one, and I really like how it turned out. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with this one. So let me know what you think down below, and I'll be back tomorrow with the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!